Hey you guys, it's Allis. Welcome to my channel if you are new, and if you are not new, then of course, welcome back to my channel. So for today's video, I'm going to be showing you guys how to get this faux braided ponytail. I absolutely love this hairstyle. It is perfect if you have shorter hair and you are looking to add some length, or maybe you already have long hair and you are looking to get a little bit more of a thicker braid. This braid has definitely been sported by the Kardashians of the world. I've been seeing it on Kim K a few times within the past few months, and I absolutely love the way that it looks on her. And I got a lot of inspiration from her to do this. This braid is literally perfect no matter your hair texture. You can have wavy, straight, curly hair. This hairstyle is going to work for you. So anyways, you guys, without further ado, it has been a hot minute since I've done a hair tutorial. So if you are interested in seeing how to get this long faux braid, then of course, please keep watching. So the first thing that we're going to need, of course, is hair. Obviously, you cannot get a jumbo long braid with lots of inches if you don't have those inches naturally. The hair that I always use whenever I do this braid is 100% Kanekalon jumbo braiding hair. Now, I love using this hair because for one, it's super duper accessible. You can find it at any beauty supply. You can get it online. And really important, it is very inexpensive. Really important note here, when it comes to this hairstyle, you want to get a type of hair that matches your hair texture. You do not want to get super straight, sleek hair if your hair is not naturally of that texture, because you're going to be able to tell that you have fake hair in. And essentially, when you do this hairstyle, you want it to look as natural as possible. So the closer the hair texture that you buy is to your actual hair texture, the better this braid is going to look. So the reason that I like this hair is because it is of a coarser, thicker texture, which matches my natural hair. That is why I prefer to use this texture. But if you have naturally sleek, straight hair, or if you have wavy hair, you want to purchase hair that is going to match your hair texture. Next thing that you're going to need are some hair ties to secure the hair in place. So I have regular hair ties here, and I also have these little goody elastic rubber band hair ties. These are perfect to secure the ends. To secure the hair in place, I'm going to be using Eco Styling Gel. You can use whatever you want, whether it's a leave-in conditioner, whether it is a pomade of some sort, whatever you need to use on the front of your hair to smooth it down, that's what you have to go with. But my preference is gel. Obviously, you are going to have to brush your hair down, so these are the two brushes that I'm going to be using. I'm going to be using my Wet n Dry detangling brush, which I love for my hair. It's very gentle and it really does a great job at brushing out my hair. You don't want to have any tangles in your hair whenever you do this hairstyle, and you also want to have a smoothing brush to make sure that you don't have any bumps whenever you do your ponytail. So this is the brush that I'm going to be using. You want to get some bobby pins to secure the braid in place. If you can, try to get some bobby pins that match your natural hair color. I'm using these brownish goldish ones just because those blend with my hair the best. But if you have black hair, obviously go for black bobby pins. Totally optional, but if you are into laying your edges, you're going to want to use something that is going to help you really snatch up and lay those edges. I'm going to be using the Murray's pomade, which is one of my go-tos when it comes to laying my edges. I'm going to just start out by just wetting my hair a little bit. If you have natural hair and your hair is really dry right now, I recommend that you do kind of dampen it up a little bit. I'm not trying to get it soaking wet or anything. I'm just trying to do this so it's a little bit easier to detangle it. My hair does have a little bit of leave-in conditioner in it just from yesterday, and I'm just brushing through it. And I do recommend that you do this no matter what kind of hair you have. Just want to make sure that your hair is really detangled before you try to do any sort of ponytail. It's just going to make your life so much easier if you're not running into any bumps and tangles later on. So now that my hair is completely detangled through, what I'm going to do now is taking my Eco Styling Gel, and I'm going to apply some to the front. This is the part where you decide what part you want to go with. I'm not going with any part. I'm just doing a sleek back braid. But if you wanted to do a half part, if you wanted to do a full part, this is the time that you go ahead and do that. I'm just going to go ahead and just keep my hair the way that it is and apply some gel to really just help smooth my hair back. And like I mentioned, when your hair is detangled, this part is so much easier because you won't have to deal with getting any tangles because you've already detangled your hair. I'm going to be doing probably like a mid ponytail. I'm not doing anything too high or too low, so it's probably going to be right in the middle right here. So now that my hair is completely slicked back in this ponytail exactly how I want it, there aren't any bumps, I'm happy with the way that it looks. Now what we're gonna do is I'm going to switch this into voiceover mode so I can really walk you guys through how to put this hair in your head. Alright guys, so once you get the hair out of the packaging, I just used 1 pack of the Kanekalon hair. I'm taking this hair tie, I'm gonna pinch it, wrap it under the hair, and then as you guys see, I'm going to create a loop, and then I'm going to pull one end of the loop, and it's going to create this little hair tie here, and this is what I'm going to use to wrap this around my head. I'm going to play this again in slow motion for you guys to see. So now taking the ponytail that I've just created, I'm going to take that hair tie essentially, and I'm going to wrap it around my real hair as tightly as I can. I'm doing about 3 different loops, just making sure that this is nice and secure. By the way, you guys, I'm aware that the fake hair has like this golden color, whereas my real hair has more of like a chocolate brown kind of color. It all comes together in the end, I promise. My hair actually gets a lot lighter once it dries, and at this moment it's a little damp, so just FYI. So I'm going to take the fake hair and I'm going to separate it into 2 big pieces. And very important step before you start braiding, guys, you want to take about 1/2 inch to 1 inch worth of the fake hair, since it's long, and you want to bobby pin it to your head or hold on to it in some way or another. And you want to make sure that you don't lose it, because you don't want to braid this piece. You want to use this later to help disguise the hair tie. So now for this part, I'm just going to do a normal braid. I'm just going to separate this into 3 big strands, and I'm just going to do a normal braid how I normally do it. This step is definitely not going to come out perfect the first time, probably. It might not come out perfect the second time either. It might take several trial runs, but I promise if you know how to do a regular braid, you've got this. Trust me, I promise you. It took me a few tries when I first started doing this hairstyle, but now I breeze through it. As long as you know how to do a normal braid, you can do this. Just make sure that you are taking equal pieces of the hair and your hair as well, and you're mixing it all up, and you are doing a super tight braid, as tight as you can. Even if you want a thick braid in the outcome, do it as tight as you can when you are starting off, because you want to make sure that you're securing your hair with the fake hair. Just remember to be patient, take your time. I cannot stress enough, you guys, you really want to do a super tight braid, because you don't want anything poking out, especially if you are working with naturally short hair. It could easily start poking out on the top part of the braid, so you really want to make sure that it's nice and tight. I'm going to braid as much as I can until I run out of hair, and then once I get to the very end, I'm just going to secure that with an elastic rubber band. Remember that hair that I told you guys to save in the beginning? Well, this is the part where I'm going to take that hair and I'm going to wrap it around just to disguise the hair tie. You want to wrap that around until you run out of hair, basically, and then once you get to the very end, you're just going to take a bobby pin and secure that right underneath your ponytail, just so that it's disguised. Because of all the shuffling and all the hair touching I've done, it's natural that you're gonna get some flyaways, so I'm just gonna secure those in place real quick. And now you're just gonna want to tug at the braid a little bit, just to kind of get the thickness to be a little bit more even. You don't want it to be too even, because for the most part, natural braids are thicker towards the top. Usually people have more hair at the root, and that's why braids are usually thicker towards the top, and then they start to thin out towards the bottom. So I'm trying to keep that same idea here. Once you're happy with the way the braid looks, you can pretty much call it here. But not me, I'm extra, and I want to do a couple extra things. One of those include laying my edges, making sure that the front is nice and smooth. So I'm taking that Murray's pomade that I showed you guys, and I'm just taking a toothbrush and I'm doing what I gotta do. Okay guys, totally optional, but if you want to decorate your braid and make it so much more fun, I'm taking these little braid pins, braid cuffs. You can find these on Amazon or eBay, super cheap, and they just make the braid look so much cuter. This is totally optional, like I said, you don't have to do this, but I just think it just makes the braid look so much cuter. Alright guys, and there you have it. That is how I do my long, sleek back braided ponytail. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you found it helpful, and of course, if you decide to try it out, don't forget to tag me. I would love to see your work. I would love to see how your braid came out. Don't forget to give this video a big thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and of course, don't forget to subscribe to my channel before you leave. I'd love to have you be a part of my YouTube family. As always, I want to thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys in my next video.